Hi guys, it's your girl Jilly. We are moving on to the last single digit life path number, which is life path 9. Now, if you don't know how to get your life path number, I have links to two different websites that give you two different ways to do the life path formula. I can't tell you which formula is better because they both equal 33 for me. Now, let's go ahead and get started to life path 9. Life path 9, you are the last number, meaning that you have all the traits from the numbers before you, both negative and positive. So you are definitely wise beyond your years. In fact, you are referenced as an old soul most of the time. In fact, when you were younger, I guarantee you that adults told you that you're very mature for your age. And you actually gravitated more towards adults than other children, I bet. Now, usually life path nines develop some type of trauma in their childhood. They were either severely bullied because they were definitely different than other children, or they had a rough time at home, maybe with a parent. Maybe they took on way more responsibility than any child should. In fact, life path 9, you tend to take on roles of responsibility even when they are not assigned to you, and it's not because you feel like you need, like you feel like you're better than anybody. It's just that comes naturally to you. You're trying to take care of other people. Taking care of other people is part of your life purpose. You are a humanitarian. You are a spiritual soul. In fact, when you see all the things that go wrong in the world, life path 9, it's hard for you to fathom how people can be so cruel to each other, how people can be evil. You just don't understand how this world can be this way. So in your mind, you're thinking, none of us are born to hate. None of us are born cruel. Why are people like this? That's what makes you wise, Life Path 9. You know that we are not cruel beings. We are spiritual beings in physical bodies, and our spiritual being is made to love and to spread joy in the world. That's your wisdom, that's your knowledge. In fact, many times, Life Path 9, you feel like you don't belong. You don't belong in this world. This world doesn't deserve you. It's how you feel sometimes because you have so much love. You want the world to be a better place. In fact, you're a big giver. You give and you give and you give, which one thing you have to watch out for is people taking advantage of you, Life Path 9. You do seem to attract a lot of takers into your life, so you need to learn how to set boundaries. Now, going back into your childhood, you do experience a lot of traumatic things. You will, like I said, you'll be bullied. You will do some type of traumatic event at home. Maybe you have an alcoholic parent. Maybe you have a tough time getting love or an affection from your mom. Maybe you have siblings who seem to get all the attention and you don't, or maybe you feel responsible for your siblings. There's always some type of responsibility or trauma that happened into your childhood, so it's always hard for you to let go of the past. You tend to dwell in the past quite a bit, and you don't seem to live for the present and what the future could bring. See, that's one of your purposes, is to let go of the past and how to learn to let go. And that's easier said than done. But when you learn how to do this, Life Path 9, you will see the blessings coming in. Now, back to your giving nature. You tend to be a giver. You always want to help people. You always want to help the underdog. Always want to help the underdog. Anybody who's being made fun of, anybody who's being targeted unjustly or being discriminated against, you are all about helping that person because that's the kind of person you are, because your gift to the world is to bring humanity back to the human race. Now, I know that sounds weird, bringing humanity back to the human race. Humanity in itself is kind, is gentle, is loving, is giving. There's no selfish act with it. That's what your purpose is, to bring love, to spread love, to show you what the world could be, what it should be, what it's supposed to be. And because you have this spiritual sense about you, you tend to stick out like a sore thumb. A lot of people don't understand you, and they even probably will make fun of your idealistic way of the world. But they just don't understand. It's really them who doesn't understand, right? Life Path 9, it's really them who doesn't understand that we are not meant to be cruel, that we are not made to hurt others. So you know this about yourself. And anybody who doesn't accept that, you're perfectly fine with that because you are wise in your knowledge. And because you are wise and because you're an old soul, people kind of look at you like a parent. Even if you don't have any children, people tend to look at you as a parent. People will go to you for advice. They seek your wisdom. They seek your guidance because you do know a lot of things, Life Path 9. All those traumatic experiences that you went through shaped you into the person you are. All of your knowledge comes from experience, not from reading books, not from studying. Don't get me wrong, you do those things, but your knowledge is from experience. So that's why people gravitate towards you. You're just a very wise person. You're also very creative. And you're meant to be something in the arts, not career. That's how you release stress. This is how you're going to release your stress, Life Path 9, by painting, by singing, writing poetry, comedy. Comedy is a big one for Life Path 9s. I think of Jim Carrey, for example. He's a Life Path 9, and he's a very funny guy. He's very talented. I believe he took up painting, if I'm not mistaken, because he had his own depressive episodes, which I'm going to get to that in the darker aspect at the end of the video. But comedy is a good one for you because not only does it make you feel good and release your own stress, you're making other people laugh. So you're doing both your purposes. You're satisfying your own soul and the souls of others. You're also really good at, or your career should be something as a lawyer or a comedian or a teacher or a healer, something that helps humanity, or even a guidance counselor or a therapist, something that will help heal humanity. That's your purpose. So whenever you look for your self-ambitions, whenever you're looking for more out for yourself, you will realize that the blessings don't come towards you because that's not what your purpose is. Now, if the more you give, Life Path 9, the more you receive back. Now, here's a good example of something not to expect. Let's say you give your friend a lot of money and they don't pay you back. Yeah, I'd be a little bit miffed too. You'll be a little bit miffed, but the universe will pay you back in another shape or form. You will get back what you give. The more you give, the more you'll receive back because that's your purpose. Your purpose is to give. And you will receive. So it's best for you to look for jobs that pay well, that will help you help other people. And you will get a sense of satisfaction when you help other people. So you're not only getting financially taken care of, but your soul is getting taken care of. Your spirit is getting taken care of. And you are a very spiritual person. So that's why it's so important for you to follow this path. Now, I do want to point out something. Whenever you feel sad and you're not satisfied, whenever the world is too much, because you do feel this, Life Path 9. You feel like the world is too much, that this world is corrupt, that you don't want to be in this world. You tend to go into a depressive state. You try to do escapes. You might go into heavy drinking, psychedelics. And in extreme measures, a lot of Life Path 9s are known to commit suicide because this world is too much for them. So I do want you to keep that in mind. Whenever you are feeling depressed, surround yourself with Life Path 3s. Life Path 3s are very, very funny. They balance you out. So I would surround myself with Life Path 3s, and they're very accepting as well because they in themselves have a little bit of an oddball mentality. So you guys can definitely fit with each other here. So just watch those depressive states. Now, another dark aspect of Life Path 9s, because they have so much knowledge, they tend to have what they call know-it-all syndrome. And they don't mean to come off as know-it-all syndrome, but let's be honest, Life Path 9 is very smart and they are very wise and they usually do know the best way to do things, but this can rub people the wrong way. So you have to learn how to communicate with people in a way to teach them in a kind of way, because not everybody's going to respond to, well, that was stupid. They're not going to respond well to that. So you have to learn how to communicate to others. See, your spirituality is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because you know the truth. You know the real reason why we're here, but it's a curse because people are ignorant and they don't understand it. So instead of looking at it in a bad way or as a curse, take the opportunity to teach others what you know, but you don't tell them, Life Path 9. You don't tell them what you know. You lead by example. You're going to be smiling and you're happy and you're joyful, and people are going to gravitate towards you and they're going to want to know, man, what does Life Path 9 got going on? I got to get me some of that. And that's when you introduce the knowledge. Another thing that sets you apart, you can create shortcuts that work very, very well. In fact, you're very unconventional. You're very quirky, Life Path 9. You can tend to get the job done a lot quicker than other people without having putting too much work into it because you're so unconventional. Or you might become a supermodel, and you might not look like the classic supermodel. You'll have a very unconventional look. And this can bring about a lot of jealous people. So the best advice for you when it comes to this, when there's jealousy, you kill them with kindness. Because they can be as jealous about you as they want, Life Path 9. But if you're kind, which you are naturally kind and you're naturally a giver, they can't do anything to you. You are protected, Life Path 9. And you are the number of completion. This is your final purpose. I do believe that Life Path 9s, that this is your final life path in the single digits. I believe that. I believe that you've already lived all the other life path numbers, and you are now at the complete cycle. You've learned everything there is to learn and grow from. Now, that doesn't mean I don't think you're not going to reincarnate. No, I do believe that we continuously reincarnate. But I believe once you reach that Life Path 9 level, you've learned just about everything. So since you've learned everything, every time you reincarnate, you will bring more and more knowledge to the world. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. So nice to be with you guys again. Please like, share, and subscribe. It helps support my channel. It helps YouTube promote the channel and gets it to grow. You can also support my work by making a donation to one of the links below. I have a Venmo, a PayPal, and a Cash App. I'm saving for a camera right now so you guys can get better images from me. I love you guys so much. Peace. Namaste.